Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into a really fascinating philosophical text that offers a pretty unique take on one of life's oldest and, well, biggest questions.
I mean, it's the ultimate question, right? For thousands of years, we've wondered about it. Is there a heaven, a hell, or does it all just stop? Well, the source material we're digging into today proposes something totally different, and it all starts by changing how we think about our own bodies.
So the whole idea boils down to this. Your body, with its eyes, ears, and hands, it isn't the real you. Think of it more like an outer coat, a temporary garment that your true self, your life essence, just wears for a while. Okay, so to understand what happens when we finally take that coat off, we first have to wrap our heads around how our consciousness can even exist separately from our physical form. And you know what? The text points to a perfect everyday example to prove its point.
Now, seriously, think about it for a second. When you're dreaming, where are you exactly? You're experiencing a totally vivid world, you're seeing things, interacting with people, maybe you're even flying. But where's your physical body that whole time?
Let's break it down like this. While you're awake, you've got your physical body, your physical eyes, your physical hands. But when you're dreaming, your body is just lying there on the bed. And yet, a version of you is still experiencing a reality. You have dream eyes that see and dream hands that connect. The text argues this is all the proof we need. Our consciousness is not tied to its physical shell.
And this brings us to the first, really crucial point in this philosophy. If death is simply the act of removing an outer garment, then what's there really to be afraid of? The essential you, the part that dreams and experiences, well, that part remains.
So, if our essence continues, the logical question is, where does it go? The text gives this destination a name. The antimatter world. I know, it sounds a little sci-fi, but what does that actually mean?
Unlike the physical world we know, which has objective laws of physics, the antimatter world is a realm of pure consciousness. It's a place where your thoughts, your beliefs, the very structure of your inner self, they don't just interpret reality, they literally create it.
Let me say that one more time, because it is the absolute fundamental rule of this place. Your inner state builds your outer reality. Everything you experience there is a direct reflection of who you are on the inside.
And it's a direct one-to-one correlation. If your inner state is orderly and confident, you literally manifest a beautiful, powerful reality. But if it's flawed and fearful, well, you create a correspondingly ugly and weak reality. You see, there's no external judge here. You are your own architect.
This whole idea that your personal power is tied to your inner state, it's absolutely central. So let's dive a little deeper into how consciousness, belief, and especially fear operate in this new reality.
Get this. In this world, things that we would call superpowers, like flying or creating things out of thin air or changing your form, they aren't the exception. They are the norm. But, and this is a huge but, your ability to actually use them depends entirely on one thing: your belief.
You know, the source text uses a perfect pop culture analogy to explain this. Remember that amazing scene in The Matrix where Morpheus is teaching Neo how to jump between buildings? Well, this text argues that that scene isn't just cool science fiction, it's a perfect demonstration of the rules of the antimatter world.
Morpheus makes to jump because he has absolute belief. He knows the rules of the reality he's in. Neo, on the other hand, is just filled with doubt. He thinks he can't make it, and so he can't. His doubt literally creates his failure.
The text uses another really beautiful analogy. The moment of death is like that terrifying moment in a dream when you're standing at the edge of a cliff. The fear is immense. But once you take that leap of faith, you discover a profound truth you never knew. You can fly. The fear was the illusion all along.
And now we come to the final and, frankly, the most mind-bending part of this entire philosophy. Because all of this, the antimatter world, the power of consciousness, it isn't really about some far-off future. It's about right now.
So I want you to forget everything you might have heard about a final day of judgment or some single moment where your fate is decided. According to this text, that is not how it works. There are no pearly gates, no grand tribunal.
So here it is, the big reveal. The antimatter world isn't a place you go to after you die. It's a parallel dimension that coexists with our physical one. You are building your reality in that world with every thought, every belief, and every action you take in this one, in this very moment.
The path you walk today is what determines which of these realms you will fully inhabit. Your choices decide whether you're building a reality in a harmonious place like the Fairy Island Archipelago, or a much more challenging one like the Underworld or the frozen and fiery layers. It's all being decided by the quality of your consciousness right now.
And that leaves us with this final really provocative thought. The version of you that will experience eternity isn't some future perfected self. It is the person you are choosing to be right here, right now. So the ultimate question isn't what happens after you die, but who are you becoming today?